Welcome to Too Stupid for Web3, the show that makes sure you don't end up like me, too stupid to win. Each week, I bring on sharp minds from across Web3 world to break things down in a way that actually makes sense. Whether you're just getting started or have been in the space for a long time, we got you covered with crypto news, Web3 insights, Upland updates, and straight up real talk. This week, I have the one and only Wolf Warner joining me, so very excited to chop it up with him. Make sure you stay tuned, subscribe, like, learn something new, and you might end up a little smarter than me by the end. And it's not that hard, I promise you. Welcome, Wolf. Welcome, my friend.
What's up, party people in the house? What's up? Yeah, I'm here. And I'm stressed. Let me fix my whole outfit is crazy because I'm in crazy drafts today, man. So mind you, I'm repping. I'm currently in drafts right now. Boulder Magic, shout out, man. Awesome draft, man. But we'll talk about that, man, later on. How's everybody going? This is a back to school special for me. You're gonna see me today, you're gonna see me tomorrow, and then you'll never see me again when I'm back to work. But no, I'm joking.
Hey, you're talking about you're stressed in draft season going on, and my wife's out of town.
So what you got? Four? You taking care of four?
I'm taking care of four.
Damn.
And man, my little one, I'm telling you, my little one, he's the death of me. So I'm trying to get the two middle ones out the door to catch the bus. I'm trying to get my oldest one, make sure she's up for the school. The sitter just came through the door. I'm trying to get out the door for work. And the two middle ones are giving me a hard time. My little one comes up and he's like, Dad, I can't get the toothpaste out of the tube. I'm like, all right, give it to me, man. So I take the toothpaste, I take the tube, and I give it a good hard squeeze. It shoots a stream of water and flies, hits him in the shoulder, goes on the kitchen floor, out into the foyer. And then me being so dumb, I'm like, maybe you got a little water in it. I gave it a second squeeze to shoot another stream of water.
Oh my gosh.
No, but he goes, that's a good one, huh, Dad? I'm like, I go, what? He goes, that's pretty funny, huh? I'm like,
wait, did you?
Yeah. I'm like, I go, what are you doing? He said, it's an early April Fool's joke. What do you think about it?
Back to school, baby.
I'm like,
yes.
Like, but you step back and look from it, you're like, man, that's classic. I'm like, I go, he's 5 and he came up with it on his own, you know? So I'm like, but bro, you got to work on your timing.
We're gonna work on the timing, but excellent prank. Excellent.
I was like, you got me, man, but man, no, but and then I guess at school we got a message from his teacher. Some of the kids weren't listening to him or following the rules, and he was trying to help them follow the rules, and they still weren't listening. So he walked up to the teacher, told her what was going down, and he's like, I'm done with those people, and just like tried to head back into the classroom. He's like, I'm out,
man. Remove myself from this environment.
I'm like, dude, it's your first week, and I'm like, man.
Welcome back to school. I'm getting ready.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. I got some great Web3 stories out there for us. Some great crypto news, Upland talk, and man, it's draft season. We play this year.
Yeah, we played last year.
Yeah, but we play again this year.
Okay, we beat you last year.
Probably beat us again this year.
Okay.
I mean, look, but at least the only thing worse, I think, than being a Browns fan right now is being a Dallas fan.
Wow, did you see the Dallas news?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like,
wow. That is news, but that's another thing. I don't know if you people in with my Dallas fans out there in the crowd, we setting it off with sports because you see Wolf Warner, so you know what we're talking about first. But there's big drama in the sports world with Dallas. Dallas loses Luka Doncic. Now they lose Micah Parsons.
They lose their biggest it's not Dak, it's not CD. It was Micah for that team. That was the face of the team, you know.
But Jerry wasn't going to pay that, so.
But he paid Dak, he paid CD, and
he couldn't do that. So I get it. And they may tank for Archie Manning. You know, they might tank for Archie. So who knows, man, what's going on? Peace to everybody in the house tonight. I see everybody popping in, man. What's up? Boo, Dallas. Oh, that's Spy. He's an Eagles fan. I know that.
Yes. Yes, sir. Oh, that's what I got it. I knew I forgot to do something ahead of time. I got to send the link to my Discord so I can share it in here because you text that. Um,
Mhm.
now, but yeah, how many leagues are you in this year?
Um, Besides my underdog, which is best ball, I have 25 of those. Those are like $5 a pop.
Yeah,
I
his
invest
ball.
about
That
2,500 a year in fantasies. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's like a side job. It's legal in New York. It's really strategy. It's along the lines of poker. It's not gambling. It's a strategic game that has a lot of luck involved.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but I've been playing since 1992 on paper. The energy's young, but Wolf is not young. Uh, um, I've been doing this since 1992, and so I it's basically a second job. It's how I supplement certain things. Like if I'm in a league, I came to Vegas last year off of fantasy. I think Coach Funk did too. He won his basketball league, and I won a league and flew myself and my wife off of the winnings to Vegas. That was because of fantasy. That's not even my salary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a supplemental income for me. Um, I'm a degenerate. Yes, I am. But I don't lie about it. Sports help save, keep me on the straight and narrow. It helped me meet people from different races on the rails because Brooklyn back then was very segregated. So it wasn't like I went to Catholic high school. So I got Italian football players, I got Irish, and we all was like, damn, we fucking human beings. You know what I mean? If I didn't have sports, I wouldn't have been in those arenas. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So it prepared me for the University of Maryland. New York City is very diverse. So I was prepared for different types of cultures and things of that nature. But sports in general, together each achieves more regardless of creed, religion, sex, things of that nature. So sports and hip hop and chasing girls and and academics kept me sane in the 80s, bro. Straight up.
Yeah. My guy I work with, I grew up with his older brother. We went to school. And the guy I went to school with, his son is the top running back in Ohio this year. And he committed to USC, which is good, which is okay for me because his family has always, as long as I've known them, going way, way back, they've always been a fan of that team up north. So as long as he didn't go to that, I knew he wasn't going to Ohio State.
That's
So
cool. That's cool. Remember, I'm a Terp. So we
yeah,
transferred to Big Ten. So University of Maryland, shout out my alumni. I've went from the ACC. I've had to adjust and get used to you guys' Big Ten life, and I'm getting used to you guys stomping on us in football. But basketball, the Terps a little
oh
better.
yeah, yeah, our basketball struggling. So
Yeah,
he's going to USC, right? And I was talking to my boy at work, and he's like, I said something about his nephew. He's like, yeah, his girl's trying to go out to USC with him. I'm like, no. I'm like, no.
oh boy, his girlfriend from high school.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
his senior year this year, but
I know how that.
she's trying to lock it down.
That's tough. That's gonna be tough, bro. Tell him to holler at me in Discord. I'm very familiar with that relationship experience, but
Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
no,
So I'm out in 22 leagues this year, man.
yeah.
And
It,
yeah,
best ball, drafting best ball has one strategy, and you got to be careful because you get excited about your boom bust players that you're drafting later and you're like, ooh, they're out here in my standard league, and no, it doesn't play the same.
it's not the same. It's not the same. It's different vibes. There's a different vibe for guillotine leagues where you get chopped if you score the least amount week
Yep.
one, you're done. So then you're drafting towards more so week one performance because you're trying to survive
Mm-hmm.
every week. Best ball, you're looking for those home run hitters later on in the season that can, because they automatically go into your lineup in best
Yep.
ball. And then standard is, of course, standard.
Yeah, but you can still get wild with standard. I mean, people have crazy rules. I've been in a league where they give you a point for a pass attempt for a completion from the quarterback, or
Yes.
and minus a point for an incompletion, and or like a touch or a half a point for a rush. Like you got to pay
Come and go.
attention to your scoring systems.
That's the key, baby. That is the key for sure.
And some people do 6 points for a passing touchdown. Other people do four. Yeah, you just got to pay attention. So
Just pay
it,
attention, baby.
it's good. And the the times that I do more best ball leagues, the better I do in my fall leagues, just because you're a little more in tune
Oh,
all year long.
yes, yes. And we have some Upland leagues coming up. Best ball, my 50K is a best ball version. Okay.
Nice.
16 player 50K. On UAD tomorrow, we're going to drop the whole schedule that we have. But there's a growing fantasy nation here. And if you've never played it before, we have people, there are beginners in here that are learning and they're getting better. We have people from Europe playing football with us now. The fantasy sports nation Upland is growing, and I appreciate the people that are rocking with us. We have a great time, man. Next thing you know, we're going to have a live draft like in Miami. We're going to have drafts different places. Who knows? It just
Oh
grows.
yeah.
And sports is a bond, because everybody has to bond together for a common goal of winning. So I just brought my little sports aspect to Upland, because that's how I got into. I guess we'll talk about that with Web3. But Web3 got me into Upland with Top Shot and NFL all day. But we'll get there.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen, there's a sports fantasy Discord full of Upland players. I just posted the link there in the comments. So if you're into fantasy sports, definitely go hang out and find some like-minded people there.
Deep squad.
Yeah. Now, and that's one of the things I'm always on the lookout for is sports games in the Web3 place. Basically, you have a lot of football, not American football, but soccer to Americans. You have a lot of those games out there, but that's usually because it's easier to license through them. And more people that are in the Web3 space are soccer fans than the other type stuff. And in the United States, the pro sports is just they're so protective of their brands, and they really have massive upfront fees that new gaming companies just don't have the capital to get in.
Licensing. So that's my thing with the Web3 in terms of the licensing and fantasy. As you watch TV, you see commercials popping up, underdog. Fantasy is like, you're old school with fantasy as a teenager. So it's $1 billion industry, and it's legalized, and the NFL knows that. That is why ESPN bought the Red Zone from NFL Network. And they've
bought a stake in the NFL Network too.
Bought a stake. Fantasy is huge everywhere. It's growing and growing and growing and growing. So I at one point I thought Upland was going to take advantage of that. With remember we had like a fantasy season with Jay Gamersry. I forget his name.
Yeah. I mean, Mars and I used to do. We did a show on Saturdays because you could play with the NFLPA legits for fantasy for a year.
Yes, I used to tune into that, and I was like, oh God, I can't wait till I become a director, man. Shout out to Mars, man. Definitely. I remember I used to tune into you guys because I saw fantasy football, and I did join your league, and I did win.
Yes, you did.
Did win. And you put me in the league, and I appreciate that. TML, I beat him by half a point. Shout out TML.
That was close.
That was close. And so the whole different aspects, people's different hobbies. The thing with Upland is you can bring your hobbies into Upland, the platform, and find a little community or start a little community. And next thing you know, you guys are doing your own thing. And shout out to Hyde Park Ninjas, because Wolf is venturing into his other hobby other than fantasy, which is comic book collecting and sports cards collecting.
Yeah. Now that's a nice thing. You do have sports card collecting in the form of videos with NBA Top Shot and All Day, NFL All Day.
Correct.
You still have, and I'm hoping in the future that there is going to be more than just the one company right now. Hopefully other people can come in, just like you have multiple baseball, basketball, football card manufacturers, hopefully, because I'd run it different. If I had the capital to run one of these, I would run it different than how they're doing it. And I'm not going to tell you how I'd run it different because I don't want people to steal the idea. But if you got money and you want to get down, let me know.
So you were part of that NFT craze with NBA Top Shot, right? Because that was before Upland. You know what I mean?
I was in Upland. I I was already in Upland, and a guy, it was June of 2020, and the guy that started the whole concept of communities, who wrote Dirk and Idan about Alamo Square, what it meant to him, and his vision for what ended up becoming nodes. He was like, "Hey, are you into basketball cards?" I go, "Oh, I'm more of a football card, baseball card guy." I go, just never got into the basketball." And he said, "Well," and then he sent me a thing for Top Shot. He's like, "I can get you in on beta testing." So I got into
Oh my
I
God.
got in
Wait.
June 2020 of
Stop.
NBA Top Shot.
Oh my God. So you was beta?
Mm-hmm.
Series 1?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. So you really came up.
And I was buying, and I saw the initial packs going down, and I got hit for KYC, and it was like on a Saturday, and they weren't doing KYC over the weekend. So by the time they got around to me on Monday, the last ones were gone. And I was like, oh, I was pissed. I'm like, look, I said I can't remember how many there were, but there was enough that they weren't like flying off the shelf, because it was over like a 2 or 3 week period that, but as it got closer to the end, I mean, they weren't cheap packs either too, the legendary packs weren't cheap.
Let me ask you, that's beta. What's your biggest flip, bro?
What did I sell? Was it a Zion for 55,000? Yeah. Or no, 40. Either or. It was ridiculous.
No, it was ridiculous at that point. I don't know if you guys know out there, man. There was an NFT project in sports. It was.
Oh wait, no. I sold the guy the Zion for about 10, and he flipped it for 55.
Oh, he flipped.
But I sold something for
a LeBron?
45. No, I'd have to go back. I sold something for 40, 45. It just. I was showing my wife. I go, this makes no sense. She goes, it's just. I go,
it was outrageous.
No sense at all.
No sense at all. And I got in late, and I was able to flip like things that I bought for 25 to 150. So I was flipping at the end, and I used $100 from NBA Top Shot to start my Upland account.
There you go.
Absolutely. That's how I got into the game. Blame it on sports, man. I actually got into the game because of NBA Top Shot and another NFT project out there. And that is how I actually got into the game with NFL Legits and all of that. And I got in, and I saw you guys like Dizzy and Recurria and TM. And I was like, I got to get to those dudes' levels. And I was clicking y'all names, and y'all was executives and chief executives, and I was a pro. So I was like, I have to get my weight up. But I know there's a sports aspect in this platform that allowed me to take advantage of my skill sets. And that's there for all other hobbies too. You just got to start it. Whatever you like to sew, start a sewing node. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy like that. You know what I mean? So, that's how I got here through sports, man. Honestly. What's up, Swally? Who's in the crowd? I know I got some friends in the crowd, man.
You got lots of people in the crowd.
My crew in the crowd, man.
It's my crew. It's my show. No, it's our crew. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, it's and I still think that a LeBron sold for 16,000 the other day or the other week. Yeah, so there's still some people buying it at high prices.
So let me ask you: you remember when it was crazy like that, and then it ended up going down to whereas the NFT started selling for 99 cents? Do you think in Upland they ever break that 315 barrier? And if they do, and properties can go for $1, do you think the market gets flooded with $1? What's your take as an OG?
I think that's why they hold it at $3, so that doesn't happen.
Because that's what happened in Top Shot.
Yep.
99 cents.
Yep.
We were holding at 5 for a second, right? $5.
Yeah.
And then
if Own the Moment was still running, they shut Own the Moment down, which was a third-party site. They
Absolutely.
And you could buy. Maybe you can still buy on Floety. I never went there. I just always used On the Moment, and you were able to pick stuff up there for 35, 45 cents.
Yes, indeed.
But But that's just like your normal baseball cards, your common football cards, baseball cards, just like that. So I'm like, all right, this is what I'm talking about, and you're still going to have your rare ones. And that's what I didn't like about the first season was your legendary video was the same as the common video, but they just classed it up. So, but now they made it different. But so it's like I already got the video. It was more that it was the beta original legendary cards. I had some hard spots, so I had to give up my Luca a couple years ago. That hurt. That hurt. But hey,
You
you got to
still
do what you
holding?
got to do.
Holding? Are you still holding?
Yeah,
Me
I
too.
still have. I still got it. Still over 1 million collector score. So
Damn. Awesome.
yeah.
Sure.
No.
Web3 still there.
So I'm hoping, we'll talk about here in a second some of the news from the week, but as we talked about crypto regulation, I've been talking about that the last couple of weeks. As it's becoming clearer, I think the risks are going to become lower in the industry. So that's going to draw the interest of these big leagues and their big investors because you're having these big banks now investing. I got a couple stories that tie into all this, that will be, they're buying up Bitcoin as holdings. You also have all these other funds. And so I think it's going to be better with the regulation and building that trust. And you're going to see the brands coming in the future. But I don't see it like next week, next month, next year, but I can see an entry path.
Yes, indeed. I hope so. I hope so.
Now, I did do this. I got 2 different sets of questions for you.
Okay.
And they're either ors. One, I went close to home for you, and then two, I've asked a bunch of people. So, are you a Notorious B.I.G. or Nas?
Jay-Z, crazy. Hov.
Well, no, I said.
I know.
I said big or not. I got a Jay-Z later. I said big or Nas.
I'm a Biggie guy from Brooklyn. It's bias. Sorry, it's implicit bias. I'm from Brooklyn. Biggie all day.
Spike Lee or Francis Ford Coppola?
Shit. I seen Godfather before I seen any Spike Lee movie growing up. 42nd Street, New York City.
He was born in.
But Spike got more range.
Born in Brooklyn.
Spike got more range. I'm gonna go Spike Lee.
Okay.
That was tough.
Beastie Boys or Run DMC?
See, that's tough because Beastie is from Brooklyn, bro.
Yeah.
But Run DMC influenced my whole vibe, bro. Run DMC, man.
Coney Island or Rockaway Beach?
Coney Island, bro. That's come on. Good.
Jay-Z or 50?
Hove. Jay-Z. J-Hove. Yes. Easy.
Pizza and bagels or Jackson Heights street food?
Jackson Heights, Queens?
Yeah.
Pizza, Brooklyn style.
Let's see here. Hipster Williamsburg culture or graffiti and skate scene?
Oh, wow. The Berg. Oh. Damn, graffiti. Skateboard scene. All right, I'm going to go to Berg. Damn, that was tough. Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Brewery or Single Cup Beersmiths?
Brooklyn Brewery, baby. IPA. Fresh off the tap.
Brooklyn 99 or King of Queens?
Brooklyn 99.
All right. So there was only one you traded sides and went to the Queens on, but that's okay. I mean, it's Run DMC. I get it.
That was but yeah, I'm Brooklyn all day. So if you ever ask a question, I mean, my answers are very, very simple, man. Brooklyn all day. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. Go Knicks, go Brooklyn Nets. See, it's simple. You know what I mean?
I was just checking.
Absolutely. 3 questions, my friend.
Just checking. You didn't think I knew some of those, did you?
That was good. Oh, that
right.
Jay-Z Biggie would have been crazy, but that's another show. All right, go.
Yeah. And now the next one, I've been asking everyone. So this is either or. You can't choose both. It's one or the other.
Okay.
Thundercats or Ninja Turtles?
Yo, come on, bro. This is okay. I'm gonna go with my age. I'm gonna show I gotta go Thundercats.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I go Thundercats. I know. But I love turtles like TML. I went to University of Maryland. I'm a Terp. So I gained to love the turtles, but growing up, I gotta go with Thundercats. I bet you KO of the Ninjas has never seen Thundercats.
That might be true. Coke or Pepsi?
Wait, my wife is upstairs. Coke.
Biggie or Tupac?
Coke. Biggie or Pac?
Yeah.
Okay, for the record, I love them both. Pac is very iconic. He transcends just rap. But Biggie's more lyrical, and he's from Brooklyn. I'm gonna go Biggie.
Now I know this one's gonna hurt the most. Domino's or Pizza Hut?
That's brutal because I don't even want to choose one right now.
Right.
I started eating Domino's and Pizza Hut I first had in college at the University of Maryland. Growing up in New York City, I never had Domino's or Pizza Hut.
That makes sense. You shouldn't growing up in New York City.
And Papa John's came later. I was like, what is this? But anyway, Papa John's is like Starry to me at that point. Like Starry, right? I'm like, what is that? But Domino's or Pizza Hut, man. Pizza Hut tastes better.
Yeah. Living single or friends?
Let me check on my wife again. Living single.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Batman or Superman?
Batman.
Backstreet Boys or NSYNC?
Backstreet.
Godfather or Goodfellas?
Godfather.
Voltron or Power Rangers?
Voltron.
Scooby-Doo or Hong Kong Phooey?
Holy shit, you making me show my age. Do people even know who the hell Hong Kong Phooey is? Number one superstar? Come on. Hong Kong Phooey.
Here's another good one. Inch High, Private Eye, or Inspector Gadget?
Inspector Gadget. I used to race home for that.
All right. There you go.
Boom.
There you go. Boom.
Questions, bro. Awesome questions. You're gonna do something like that at your meetup, which I'm trying to meet. I guess we'll get to that. But your bingo sheet at Genesis Week, awesome questions, man.
Yeah. It's not going to be as big as Genesis Week, but I'll have something fun. I'll have something fun at the meetup. Some of the stories I did I tie it in since we already talked about it really quick. In the crypto news game, we have, the biggest elephant in the room right now. And it's Trump Media and Crypto.com are teaming up to launch a crypto treasury company through an SPAC, which is a special acquisitions. Basically, you merge with a company and then they take you public. So the ticker, of course, MCGA, make crypto great again. You can't script that any better, of course. You know how they roll. But the second the news dropped, Crow went up about 30% and Trump Media stock added about 5%. So that's some big news.
My man Trump is a hustler. Shout out Queens, New York City. He's a hustler, man. Yeah. So if you want the inside and got some inside info, you're gonna come up early. You know what I mean? Where will it be 3 months from now is a different story. But if you into the news and he's about making that bread, especially early. And if he loses money, he just got tax loopholes to get up out of there. So, So
and it's his son running it, not him. So we saw it. We've seen it before that it was the son and not the president. We've seen that before. So equal opportunities. Equal opportunities. Now, is it political theater or is it actually going to, help the crypto industry in itself.
Theater. And I'm biased because I grew up with this guy. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? I in Queens, like, not saying that we went to school together, but we all know New York City knew Trump before the world knew Trump. We knew Trump before United States knew who Donald Trump was.
Right.
Okay. Him and his pop, they've been doing their thing in Queens. They've been doing it. So I'm gonna stick with the trending for him, unless it's different. But political theater, bro, without it. Yeah. And I'm not knocking his hustle.
No,
remember that it's political theater on my end, and if you can capitalize on that political theater, then do your thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. And if you look, SPACs, you know, they have a history. Sometimes they launch like a rocket, and then other times they crash hard, like a SpaceX rocket blowing up on liftoff, you know? So what we'll watch here is, does it make the market move? How the regulators are going to react to the final product, and can Crow hold on to this pump, or does it fizzle out as fast as it came? This is just not a financial story. It is, as you say, a circus, and we're going to be sitting in the audience eating that popcorn.
No question.
Now, that's loud and messy, but something way bigger is happening quietly under the hood of Bitcoin if you haven't been paying attention. Corporate treasury firms are hoarding Bitcoin. Together, they hold almost 1 million Bitcoin. That leaves them less than 15% of the total supply sitting on exchanges, and that's the lowest it's been since 2018. Did you know that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I really don't. When it comes to Bitcoin, me personally, this is not financial advice. I dollar cost average, and I'm a cheap MO, so I do $1 a day. I mean, you know, I have my own pension, so I have my own pension, so I'm good to go. But in terms of my own thing, I dollar cost average Bitcoin a day, $1 a day. That's $7 a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't even. So I don't really study the Bitcoin price, but I am in Bitcoin till the end. You understand what I'm saying? So, whatever happens with Bitcoin, I don't care. I don't care if it go to 1 cent. I'm a believer. You know what I mean? I'll just, you know, I'm a believer. So when people talk about Bitcoin and all that, I'll be like, what's going on? Is that the news? Oh, really? It doesn't matter because I'm $1 a day. And I'm thinking about going $5 a day. What up, L Slidak? Yeah.
There you go.
Now,
as you said, this can be validation. Big players treating Bitcoin like digital gold cements the idea that it's not just a toy for the speculators and the goons and all of the degens out there. But, you know, the risk is centralization, and Bitcoin was around the decentralization. And we got a handful of whales that are controlling much of the market, and they're controlling the liquidity. Hopefully, you know, if they continue to hold, the retail investors like you and me are going to get squeezed chasing higher prices. But as you said, your $1 a day, don't care about the price. You're rolling through it, you know. Or, you know, on the flip side, they dump it and the floor falls out, and now you can get more with your $1 a day. But we'll continue to watch the accumulation and see how these firms still stack it up, and more importantly, how the government reacts. But for now, it's bullish. The higher costs, the higher this goes, the harder it can fall. We'll keep an eye on that chart and the regulators. And if we didn't talk enough about family names, let's talk about someone who's decided crypto isn't just an investment, it's a personal mission. So Eric Trump has gone full crypto evangelistic. I mean, he was debanked at one point in time. So he's launched a meme coin called Trump. He's got a Bitcoin mining venture out there, and he also has a big project called World Liberty Financial, and it's a one-stop shop for crypto infrastructure. It's a no. I mean, he's built a system after getting the big FU from the banks, but it's Trump family, it's politics, money, crypto, all wrapped into one. So once again, this is a hot mess where you grab your popcorn and watch how this is going to play out.
All of his home, look, they plug all of their friends that they went to Spence with. That's a school in New York City. Packer, Spence. Their friends and family are going to cash first. And then we're left holding the bag, my friend. Unless you're aligned with that inside group. If you're on your own looking at YouTube and Instagram and TikTok for news about crypto, I mean, you could jump in earlier than the normie or Joe Public, but you're not going to cash out quicker than their friends and affiliates. And it's like Upland. You know what I mean? Like in Spark Wars, people are going to find out where Galactus is, get their points, and then email the Discord where
they're all set up. They brought the properties that were on the map for cheap, and then
I'm sorry, everybody, my fault. But
it's facts. It's facts.
Inside info is the key, and membership has its privileges. If you are not on the in crowd, just like a new player, you better join these nodes. You better get in the community, spend that $5 for that markup. And then you will learn. You'll meet people like Shaq. You'll meet people like Coach Funk. You meet new nodes growing like Stockton. You meet my man Spies. You want to be wild? Go to North Trenton, man. With Human and Packaso. You know what I mean? You want to be a pirate? NGH. And there are very knowledgeable people in these nodes that can plug you, my friend. Because if you out here on your own and you just doing Discord, good luck. I'm not knocking Discord, but there's a lot of people on Discord that don't watch our content.
Oh yeah,
on YouTube. You know what I mean? So, and shout out to everybody making content, including, and I'm gonna say this again, including Upland Revival. Okay, because we need dudes like that on Monday night. Not saying I agree with everything they're saying. I know they get a lot of pushback, but as we grow as a community and grow channels, you need the Joe Rogan. You need those type of channels.
Absolutely.
Everybody can't be comedy and fun. Wolf is all about fun and games.
Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But critical and all that, I keep to myself, and I kind of DM people about things that I'm concerned about. But we need people that's like, F it. Upland's trying to take all my money, and this is what I'm trying to do to either make more money. And so you need those voices. So what I'm saying is all voices matter in Upland. So I am a fan of all shows. So I just want to get that twisted. Even if I may disagree, we need those different platforms out here, and we need more. We need new players.
Oh, absolutely.
We need more. So of course, Wave 1 crew has not bowed out. Taking a back seat.
A lot of them have bowed out. Well, they haven't got out of the game, but they've definitely taken a back seat.
But I'm talking about from when I got into the game, dude. I'm telling who my idols was. My Upland idols was like 2Stupid, TML, More Cheese, Ben 68. That show was anyway. Those shows and those y'all were the ones that I followed. I'm gonna keep it real, and I'm Wave 2, so I'm December 2021, early 2022. So I watched all your show, man. I know K Twice from way back in the day making videos. You know what I'm saying? I think y'all had K Twice on your show. I know Dizzy record. I know TM with the NFL legit. I watched y'all guys game and I did my thing. So now Goldie, More Cheese, Uplando, yourself, TML. Certain people have taken the back seat and it is what it is. But let me tell you, you guys inspired Wave 2 to do their thing. Wave 2 is like Coach, myself, Shaq. What up, More Cheese? I love.
You say her name and she shows up. Look at that.
Bronx in the house, yo. Absolutely. You know what I mean? The only borough I put on par with Brooklyn, for the record. But honestly, man, your OGs are the reasons why Wave 2 is shining like we're doing right now. And I'm not saying that y'all have to come back. You know why? Because we got it from here, bro.
Oh yeah,
we got it.
That's why I kind of have spread my wings of things that I'm talking about now. No
question.
And but I wanted the what's worth watching first, whether regulators step in and to question the conflict of interest. Second, whether that turns out to be hype and has real utility. And third, whether Eric Trump's push actually grows adoption or just spins more headlines. So, as always, not financial advice. This one's part innovation, part speculation, part politics, and handle with care. But we'll cool it down from all the family drama for a minute. Something interesting today was the U.S. Department of Commerce just partnered with Chainlink and Pyth to put official government economic data on chain. We're talking GDP, inflation numbers, consumer spending, the real stats from the Bureau of Economics Analysis, now verifiable across blockchains like Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, and more. So this is big. It means developers can find financial products that automatically adjust based on real economic data. I think it's pretty big. The upside is trust and transparency instead of relying on some random site or middleman to post numbers, switch data, or spin it to their views. The catch were early traders already pumped Python's token or Pyth's token about 70% on the news, and Chainlink got a solid bump too. So we're going to watch for whether other agencies follow suit.
I think I got Chainlink. I still had a little shape from way 2018.
I think I got a small
Remember
piece too. Yeah, it was supposed to be big.
Yes, they were. You know what? That will help me. That transparency in like prediction markets. I don't know. I'm a degenerate, so I do play the prediction markets on like Robinhood. Like, will the Feds cut the rates?
Right.
Will inflation rise? So I do play those prediction props. So more transparency just give me more research to make my play, my friend. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And we're going to see if real DeFi apps that use this data in the next few months. This isn't a gimmick, and it's the foundation of something bigger. And that's kind of what the show's about, is to help the people that are unfamiliar with something we've been in for a few years now, and make it easy for everybody to help them understand. And it's being adopted and implemented in things that are starting to be everyday things. So basically, overall, there's the 4 stories of both sides of crypto right now. You've got Trump-backed SPACs bringing accessibility but dragging politics into the mix. You got corporate treasuries hoarding Bitcoin. You got Eric Trump going full crypto evangelist. And you've got the U.S. government itself putting economic data on chain. Takeaways: crypto's at a crossroads. Some of it's a circus. Some of it's still speculation, and some of it's real infrastructure being built right under our noses. The trick is separating the noise from the signal, and all we can do is watch and question and talk to each other about it.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. Unless you had another segment in terms of Web3 or crypto. If you had 3, because I know a lot of people have 1. We all got Bitcoin. If you had 3, including Bitcoin, what cryptos would you hold? If you had 3, just 3. I'm holding in the chat too. Let me see. What would y'all hold? Because Wolf is a gambling man. I could tell you my 3 right now. If you want to know my 3. I don't know. That's Bitcoin, right? Solano. And number 3.
You're doing it, aren't you? You're doing it.
XRP. Damn it. Ahead of Ethereum. I don't know. Let me know, y'all. I'm just vibing, man. Okay. What Shaq say? Yep. Okay. Yep.
I was on the Bitcoin Soul XRP myself. It's tough. There's about 10 good ones that I go back and forth on.
Cardano. Wow. Yes. XRP, yo, Swally. Come on.
That's KO's jam too.
Is it KO's an XRP guy?
Yeah.
Well, we need to get together. See, there's so much hobbies and different things that we can make shows about this. Bro.
Yeah. All right, you got 2 minutes before your next draft, my man.
I know. But okay. Y'all, I've been looking.
I got you, baby. I got you.
Thank you, bro. I'm looking. Thanks for having me, everybody, man. Peace and love. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. I'll see y'all tomorrow on UAD. Appreciate that, Jim. My guy, always.
All right. We'll talk. Thank you so much, Wolf. Good luck.
Peace and love.
All right. It's great having Wolf Water on, as always. The Upland meetups are getting insane. So we have the Philadelphia meetup coming here in less than a month, few weeks away. So that is definitely coming up. If you have not seen it or heard about it, definitely check it out. I got their flyer right here. I'm the only one that is behind the times and haven't generated a flyer. But yes, second annual meetup in Philadelphia, hosted by Upland Terra and Das Mustang, September 12th through 14th. They have a bunch of stuff planned. Definitely check their Discord out. And if you can't make that one, in October, we're having the Midwest meetup, and that is going on from October 17th to October 19th. Really, the big day is going to be October 18th, the Friday the 17th. People are traveling in, or the people in the area. We're going to meet up. We're going to do a little something, but the big day will be Saturday. And for you football fans that do make it out, there is a Browns versus Dolphins game that Sunday at 1 p.m. too. So there's definitely that to check out. I will have my flyer put together, a Discord setup, and a forum just to gauge a little more interest. I'm finalizing some details, but we do have some wonderful ultra rare properties that we will be hanging out at and visiting throughout that Saturday. Along with Upland, is working with Upland on a couple of things too. That's one of the things I'm finalizing. So it should be a good time for that. And just you get to finally meet people face to face if you haven't been to a in-person Upland event. So that is definitely something to look forward to. And if coming to the Midwest or the East Coast is just not in your budget, we fully understand. We do have a West Coast meetup going on Friday, November 7th and Saturday, November 8th in Alameda and San Francisco, California, hosted by the one and only Shacklin and Mesme. So definitely 3 months, 3 meetups. Hopefully we get to see some of you at one of these. All right. Now, man, I got to do a little more work. All right. We do have the wheel of names to go to for staking. I lost my Upland tab. Found my Upland tab. All right. I had too many screens open today. So this is week number 2. If you come to San Francisco to 2675 Geary Boulevard and stake on here, you are entered into the giveaways. We did have a couple more people jump in this week for giveaways. And I asked that you put it on the amazing, huge high school so we can get that finished first. But this week we have wonderful UPX and some map assets to give away. And we'll start that giveaway right now. And we still have Upland stuff to talk about tonight. But definitely wanted to get to this. Let's see here. Stop sharing. Share the new one. All right. For the first one, and the kid stole my wonderful pen. All right. All right. First one, we're going to give away 5,000 UPX. Wolf Warner wins 5K. So he goes from winning the grand prize last week to winning the lowest prize this week. All right. Congratulations, Wolf. All right. We're going to give away next a map asset, Titan of the Harvest Moon. It is a huge jack-o'-lantern. It comes in at 6 meters. John Fitzwell. Sorry, John. Contact me and I will get you your map asset. I will get that reserved for you for 1 UPX. And yeah, I'll just reserve it for you for 1 UPX. You don't even have to get a hold of me. I forgot that now you can buy it. You don't have to travel. Makes it so much easier. All right. Next one. I am going with 7.5K in UPX. Fabs Blocks. Congrats. All right. Next one is going to be, I want to call it Death Watches Over Me, but it's not that name. I want the Giant Grim Reaper one. So this is another map asset. It's the Giant Grim Reaper. That's 25 gets the Giant Grim Reaper. Congrats. Oh. Maui wins 7.5 thousand UPX. Congrats, Maui. All right. We still have plenty more to give away. We'll jump in to some other topics as I stop that music each and every time that we play that. So I will stop that for a minute. This week, Upland did announce they did drop a developer update number 2, and resident score Spark utility and a bold role for mayors. I was actually intrigued with. Hold on, I'm trying to find my settings. Oh, customize. During spin, I want no music. Volume. Nothing. There we go. Okay. We're good there. All right, that is fixed. But developer update. I was intrigued as they're talking about laying the groundwork for the residents. Starting next week, they said they'll be regularly publishing key metrics from the upcoming residents algorithm and offering a snapshot of what neighborhood scores might look like in the future. So very excited to see how that's starting to play into how the community is building stuff and the neighborhoods are developing. And then they also said the transparency will help Uplanders better understand the moving parts behind the residency as they continue to refine the system. They said Spark utility is expanding. They want to add more things with Sparklet. And it says that demand's only going to grow. And we've seen that in the price. And we've seen that in the Sparklet sales on Wednesdays. They go pretty quick. If you're not on they're selling out faster and faster. They're looking to do new gameplay loops that actively require Sparklet to unlock and use. It's going to be the first time Sparklet will be spendable. I kind of want to dive into this deeper in a different episode because, spendable, are we talking burning? Are we talking, is it going into a pool that will be reissued through rewards? Because they've talked about both before, but they called it deflationary ecosystem. So that leads me to thinking that it's more of a burn mechanism. And if you're looking for large growth in the game and more utility over and over, I don't know. I still have to think more and more about it, do some more thinking about this because a billion's a lot, but a billion's also not a lot if you look at some of the other games with tokens out there too. That's what I'll leave that one at. But, we have generating seeds. It talks about being able to generate the seeds with the life feature. Merging uppies is going to cost Sparklet, and living unit blueprints will be able to build living unit structures and to create the blueprints that will take Sparklet. So I do like that. And I don't know how I feel about mayors and abandoned properties because it sucks having a neighborhood where the owners of the properties are inactive. But it does give you the ability as the mayor of the community to be able to build upon it, decorate that space. But what if the person comes back and then they decide to flip it and they just give a big FU to the community, even though they were helped out by structures being built, assets put on. Well, I don't know if they said the assets could be put on it, but at least you're going to be able to build on it. It says place structure. So I would have stepped farther with the assets, but still, placing a structure, putting the Sparklet into it, the player that is not there, that's an absentee owner, is getting rewarded with the structure. And it says they have the option to remove any new construction placed on their property. You could build me a bunch of micro houses on my property. And if I didn't spend the spark or spend the time or do any of that, I wouldn't remove that. So I'm still debating that one. I'm not from a community building standpoint. It's great as you're building up a neighborhood and a community. I wouldn't put service structures on somebody's property. I'd put a bunch of micro houses just to mess with them, I guess. I think that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, it helps, but yet it doesn't help. It's like a freeloader. Now, flipping it coming back and flipping it is not a negative. It's coming back and reaping the rewards of being able to flip it is the negative. It's they're reaping the rewards of something that they didn't do anything for. It was the neighborhood that put in the work, that donated the Sparklet, or the mayor. The mayor's probably going to get a couple people. Hey, let's build this up. Let's put some Sparklet in here. Blah blah blah. So the person's going to come back, flip it, and they're going to reap the rewards and not do any of the work. That's where I kind of have the hard part, Swarley. It wasn't the flipping as the negative part. And flipping to a more active player is a win, but once again, they're getting a handout in my book. So it's not the fact of the person flipping it, it's the person having an asset built for them and they did nothing for it just to come back and reap the reward of it. Because some neighborhoods have properties where they have 5, 10, 15 properties of an inactive player. And if you built that all up for them and then they flip it, all right, you got an active player, you got somebody in your community. I guess in the long term, that does help your community out. But yet at the same time, I look at it as a freeloader, I guess. Yeah. All right. Now we're back to the giveaways. This one's going to be for 11,500 UpX. Ooh, I gotta have some. All right. And that was kind of funny. They staked together, their names showed up together, and I said, just so I don't, make sure they win prizes close to each other, I'm going to spread them out on the board. So I put Laban in and I put Maui in, and they still won right after each other. So congratulations, Laban. And then this one will be for 12.5 thousand UpX. Hooray! Nice job, Angry. And another 12.5. Ka-chow. Hooray! Now this one is going to be 5 of Shaq's favorite map assets of mine, the pumpkin pipsqueaks. We're getting close to Halloween time, so we'll give 5 pumpkin pipsqueaks away here. Land up 7. I will reserve those for you. All right, this one is for 18.5 thousand UpX. Hooray! I'm Redbeard. Nice job. Congratulations. This one will be for 5 more pipsqueaks. Ratatouille. Hooray! Uh-oh. I'm messing it all up. But I did not remove those 2. All right, so we're down. Oh, I didn't remove Maui either after she won. All right. Sir Red in the unpronounceable name. And I did get confirmation last week that the unpronounceable name was meant to be unpronounceable. So I don't feel as bad this week. Both the grand prize winners, and that's back-to-back weeks for the unpronounceable name. So congratulations on your 25K. I will get that out to you guys here probably Monday because I got a busy day going out of town tomorrow. So congratulations to everyone there. They did have the Upland did have the cargo van sale today. And that went pretty quick. I looked really quick in between a meeting that I had. I was like, oh, and it was right after the sale started. I was able to buy, and by the time I came back, they were gone. Yeah. So they had the vehicle sales today. There were 250 of them, Series V passenger, Series V, Series 5 passenger, cargo, and Series VE. So everybody that snatched that up, that was good. And plus, there's new service structures. They're going to make people go broke with the service structures because I'm like, oh, gotta have those. Gotta have those. Each time I'm like, gotta have those. So that was out. And it is awesome seeing all these structures being built across all the different cities. Excited for that. And also make sure you're doing your I did miss out on the first missions of the week. So I was upset that I wasn't able to I won't be able to complete all the missions this season. So I was sad about that. But yes, you still got a couple more days to do this week's missions. So definitely check that out. So far, oh, I did forget. There was one more story I wanted to cover. And it was in the Web3 gaming news aspect of it. Let me find that. All right. So quick rewind for everyone. 2 weeks ago, I told everyone about a game called Blood Loop, and they were kicking off their season 2. Yeah, well, it's already dead. Done. They suspended the whole thing because nobody was showing up to play, unfortunately. I'll give them credit, though. They didn't try to squeeze money out of a ghost town. They hit pause, said, we'll fix it in the next version, and walked away. So definitely give them respect for that. They could have just milked it for all it was worth. But now that runs into a challenge, though. How many times do you think the players that showed up for season 2 are going to continue to come back after, nobody was really playing? It is Web3, and there's been enough rug pulls out there. There's been, enough issues, hard enough to get people to download a wallet, let alone stick around for another season that might not exist. So as exciting as that game seemed, it was shocking and disappointing to see that they had to call off their season 2. So what I'm watching, though, is can they actually ship a version that feels like a game first and a token playground second? If they pull that off, maybe there is life there. But right now, it's a giant reminder that the hype is cheap and player retention, that's the expensive part. And we've seen that in a lot of games, and we've seen that in our beloved Upland too, is player retention is something everybody seeks to achieve. So I did think that was interesting that as quickly as I announced something, that it faded away just as quick. Well, that's all I have for this week. Hopefully everybody in the States has a safe and fun Labor Day weekend, and it's the unofficial end to summer over here. So sad about that, but everybody be safe, have fun, and we'll see you next week.